Hey guys, welcome to Jaxbeautifulyou. In today's video, we are going to be testing out some super popular and super hyped up perfumes here on YouTube. We are going to be seeing if these fragrances are worth the hype, worth the money, and I'm going to be letting you know whether or not they're full bottle worthy for me, whether or not I plan on bringing these fragrances into my collection. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. Thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail today. I really appreciate you being here. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all your continued support. And if you're not subscribed, then please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified every time that I upload. I try to upload at least 2 videos per week. And without further ado, let's get into this video. All right, guys, so if you look behind me, I have a display case for my fragrances finally. So my husband surprised me with a display case and it was hilarious. He surprised me for my birthday. It was so funny because he had gone to get it and I didn't know anything about it. He brought it home and he had taken it upstairs. We live in a 2-story condo and he had taken it upstairs and it was sitting at the top of the stairs and I was supposed to come home and notice it, right? But I didn't. I just came home and I was so not paying attention and my husband kept trying to make all these excuses for me to go upstairs so that I'd see it. He was like, hey babe, don't you want to change out of your scrubs and get comfortable? Which he never says that to me, so I thought it was so weird. He kept like handing me stuff to take upstairs. And I was just oblivious. And finally he was like, turn around. Look upstairs. And so I turned around and there it was and I was super excited. So it was so sweet of him to do that for me because I've been storing my fragrances in my closet and my closet is messy and I really wanted something else. So here we go. Okay, so another surprise that I had is a subscriber reached out to me and told me that I was going to be getting a box from her. She just mailed it to me and it was so sweet. It was such a surprise and I was super excited because some of the fragrances that she sent to me are fragrances that I have been really curious about lately and trying to decide if I want to bring them into my collection or not. So thank you. You know who you are. I don't want to say your name just because I don't know if that's something that I should do, but you know who you are. Thank you so much for sending me these amazing samples and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You guys are just so awesome. This community is so awesome. The other content creators and the subscribers and everybody is just so supportive and so wonderful, and I just love you guys. I really do. I just love you guys. But anyway, all right, let's get into the video. The first one I want to talk about is the new My Way Les Parfums, and this is a fragrance I was super curious about because if you know me, you know I love the original My Way. So anytime a new My Way comes out, I am curious about it. I got this from my lovely, beautiful subscriber. Thank you, and I was super excited. However, I didn't know that that's what this was because the label that she had on here came off. So I had no idea what this fragrance was. And I sprayed it and I thought, oh my God, this smells amazing. What is this? So I had to email her and ask her. And when she told me that it was the new My Way, I was so excited because this is fantastic. Spoiler alert, this is full bottle worthy for me. This focuses more on the iris than it does the tuberose. So if you don't like the original My Way, you might want to check this one out still, especially if you're an iris fan, because this really, the star of the show is the iris. There's still tuberose in here, but it's definitely not the star of the show. It's more toned down and the iris really is the star. So there's still orange blossom in here. There's orange blossom and I believe bergamot and maybe some orange at the top. So it does have that bright citrusy opening. And then in the mid there is tuberose and then there's iris. And then there is musk mallow. This is a muskier, definitely a muskier version. There's musk in the base as well. There's also bourbon vanilla in here, but I would say this focuses a little bit more musky to my nose and irisy than any of the other My Ways. The other My Ways were more vanilla based, and this does have vanilla in it, but I get a lot of the musk in this one. This was a huge hit for me and I have already ordered a bottle. I absolutely love it. Plus the performance is fantastic, by the way. So yeah, this was a big hit. All right, now we're gonna talk about a very controversial Perfume. This is by Mugler, and this is the new Angel Elixir. This one was controversial. Well, the OG is controversial. The OG Angel is controversial, but I don't know if it's controversial. I'd say it's more polarizing, you know? Some people love it and some people hate it. I happen to fall into the category of not caring for it very much. I respect it though. I do respect it for what it is. I think it is an innovative for its time fragrance for sure, but I can't wear it. It is just too patchouli, earthy. It smells like body odor on me. It just doesn't work. So I wasn't really all that upset to hear they were coming out with a flanker that didn't really smell like the original, but I totally get where people who are diehard fans of the OG, I get where they're coming from. You know, why are you calling this an Angel flanker if it doesn't smell like Angel? Legitimate point, I feel. But anyway, I still thought I would probably like this one because I'm a big white floral and vanilla fan. I like that combo. And this just sounded right up my alley. It has notes and it has like sandalwood, ylang ylang, there's white flowers, there's, like I said, vanilla. So I just thought this would be a shoo-in for me. But I don't know what's in here, you guys, that bothers me. There's something, you know, when I smell it off the cap, I actually like the way that it smells. It's okay. But when I spray it on my skin, something happens that doesn't work. There's a note in here. I can't put my finger on it, but I really don't like it. It really irritates me. And I only made it about 30 minutes of wearing this before I had to take it off because I really just don't enjoy it. It just doesn't work with my skin chemistry, I think. And for some reason, when I smell this, I think, especially when it's drying down on my skin, I think of Viktor and Rolf's Good Fortune. I don't know why. I haven't smelled Good Fortune in a while because I actually decluttered that one. I did a review on it and then I didn't like it and I decluttered it. This is giving me the same vibes. I'm sure it's not exactly the same. It's just reminding me of, you know, I'm not saying they're dupes for each other, but this reminds me of it. And whatever was in Good Fortune that really got on my nerves feels like it's in here as well. I don't know, but that's what it reminds me of and I don't like it. Yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think of this flanker. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I know a lot of people are disappointed in this, so I'm not necessarily disappointed, but I just don't care for this flanker. So this is a no for me. Mugler's Angel Elixir does not work on my skin chemistry at all. Okay, guys, you know what my lovely subscriber sent to me is Angelique Noire. She sent me 2 samples of Angelique Noire. So if you've been watching my channel, you know I have been super curious about Angelique Noire and people have been telling me that I'm gonna love it because I got Ani by NISHANE and people were saying if you like Ani, you're gonna love Angelique Noire. Not that they smell the same, but if I can handle the green in Ani, then I could handle the green in Angelique Noire, I think is kind of the general consensus. And you know, it's really interesting when people were saying that because to me, Ani isn't overly green, and I think it's because I don't really care for photorealistic green scents. It's not necessarily the intensity of the green, it's how the green smells. So for Ani, it's not just green in the opening. Ani is very spicy and also citrusy and green all together in the opening. And those spicy and citrusy notes helps to kind of take away from a photorealistic greenness, to me anyway, in Ani. So I get what people were saying, like if you can handle, you know, Ani, then you can definitely, it's not going to feel too green for Angelique Noire. I get what people are saying, but my brain, the way my brain processes the two are different. So basically, when I first sprayed Angelique Noire, the first thing I smelled was a very photorealistic green note to me. It smelled like fresh cut grass. And that is not my vibe at all. I don't like realistic, I don't want to smell like trees or leaves or grass or plants. Anyway, it smelled like grass to me basically. And when I first sprayed it, I was like, nope, this isn't for me. Thank God I tried it first before I bought it because it's expensive. And I just kind of said no. But of course I put it on my skin and wore it because so many people have said, you know, once the vanilla comes through with the green notes and everything starts to come together, it's just this masterpiece of a perfume. So I thought, okay, I gotta at least give it a shot, you know? So I went from no, I don't like it, it smells like grass, to putting it on my skin and thinking, okay. As it started to warm up, that vanilla started to come through, and then it started to get better and better and better. And I was like, wait a minute, I might actually like this fragrance. And then by the time I was done wearing it, I thought, oh, okay, this is really something. You know, that vanilla comes through and there's something to the vanilla in here that just works, and that cut grass feel doesn't really feel like cut grass anymore. It still smells like a green, but the notes just blend together so well, and I really enjoyed it by the end of the wear. So I don't like the very beginning of the fragrance, but by the end of the wear I was really enjoying it. But I still wasn't sure, because this is a very expensive fragrance and I really prefer to enjoy the entire wear of a perfume. So the second time I wore this fragrance, I knew it was coming. You know, I knew that opening was coming. I was ready. And it wasn't as dramatic as it was the first time, I guess. You know, I was expecting it. So I still didn't really enjoy the very first, I'd say 2 minutes of the fragrance all that much. But when that vanilla comes in, there's something magical. And this has gone from a no to a maybe to a yeah, I like this, to a full blown love. By the second wear, I was hooked. This is an addictive fragrance. I did not want to stop smelling myself. When this dries down, the scent is just absolutely fantastic, and I can see why people just rave about this. This is such a gorgeous and unique vanilla. Yeah, I like this, you guys. This is beautiful. This is a gorgeous fragrance. So this is probably going to be added to my collection. Okay, I recently bought Juliette Has a Gun Lust for Sun. I did a full review. I hauled it for you guys. I really love that fragrance. It was a huge blind buy success for me. And I was kind of curious to retry Not A Perfume, because I thought, I don't know, I kind of want to try some more of Juliette Has a Gun fragrances now that I found that one. So I have this sample here of Not A Perfume, and it was basically the same as I remembered when I tried it before. I can barely smell this. And when I first sprayed this fragrance, I can't smell it at all. It's like water. It's like I just sprayed water. Yeah, I really don't make out anything, but I put it on my skin, and once I let it dry down, I could start to make out a musky, kind of ambery type of fragrance. It was very light, which is kind of the point. I mean, it's called Not A Perfume, right? So I think it's for people who want to have something that is more their skin but better, but not an obvious perfume. It just kind of smells like their skin, but better. You know, I get the concept, and I'm sure it works for some people, but it is just way too light for me. I don't feel like I can spend money on something that I can barely smell. So Juliette Has a Gun and Not A Perfume is a no for me. I'm quickly just going to talk about two more perfumes from Guerlain. I was really curious about these two. So there is Cruel Gardenia, and there is also Joyeuse Tuberose. And both of these fragrances were a no for me. Not that I don't like them, but they were super soft. I mean, so soft that I can barely smell them. And Cruel Gardenia, there was something in here that I just didn't really enjoy. So Cruel Gardenia has neroli, rose, and peach in the opening. In the middle has gardenia, violet, and ylang ylang. And then in the base it has musk, tonka bean, sandalwood, and vanilla. I don't know what is in here that just feels, I don't know, maybe it's the violet, I'm not sure. There's something in here that's just rubbing me the wrong way, and it's not sweet enough. This is not a sweet perfume to me, and yeah, I just didn't love it. So it felt very soft. It wasn't sweet enough. I didn't really enjoy the scent profile, and there's no way I would spend the amount of money that this costs on this fragrance. So Cruel Gardenia is not for me. And Joyeuse Tuberose, I was surprised because I'm a big Tuberose fan, so I thought for sure I would like this. And it is pretty. It's pretty, but it's green. It's a green Tuberose. It feels, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it, is it's a green tuberose. There's green notes in the opening, there's tuberose, there's lily, there's jasmine, vanilla, sandalwood, and vetiver in here. And it felt incredibly light. I mean, it was just a skin scent, basically. And again, I need to be able to smell my perfumes to enjoy them, but this one is just like very faint to my nose. It's not terrible, it smells nice. This isn't the kind of tuberose that I really like. I like more of the sweeter, more kind of bubblegummy, grapey kind of tuberose. Not for me. So that's fine, because that saves my wallet a lot of money. But Angelique Noire, on the other hand, that one's getting added to my wish list for sure, but those two are a pass. I finally got to try by Parfums de Carlisle, so I've been super curious about this one. It all started with Herod. Harrod I fell in love with. I was not looking at any of the fragrances from the men's collection from Parfums de Marly. I thought they were for men. I thought they were going to just be way too masculine leaning, but I tried Harrod, loved it, fell in love, bought it, and I've loved it ever since. And then I tried Wajan as well, love that fragrance, and so I thought, you know, I need to give Carlisle a shot, which I was really surprised with this fragrance because I thought for sure there was tobacco in here. There might be. I'm looking at the notes on Fragrantica, which Fragrantica doesn't always get it right, but I could swear there is tobacco in here. And in the reminds me section, this perfume is said to remind people of Red Tobacco by Mancera or Triumph of Bacchus by Argos. There's nutmeg and green apple in the opening. I'm pretty sure there's tobacco in here. There is tonka bean, rose, patchouli, and vanilla. This is really nice. I really do like this. However, I do agree that this smells very similar to Triumph of Bacchus, and I just got that. I just recently added that perfume into my collection, and I actually prefer Triumph of Bacchus over this. This is really nice though, but Triumph of Bacchus beats this in my opinion. Now, had I smelled this before Triumph of Bacchus, I probably would have put this on my wish list and probably purchased a bottle. I prefer Triumph of Bacchus, and I don't feel like I need to add this one into my collection. So I think it's amazing. I do really like it. I think it would be great for a man and a woman. To me, it doesn't smell overly one way or another, which I kind of find to be the case. So far, all the Parfum de Marly ones from the men's side seem to be just more unisex than anything. I would feel comfortable wearing Carlisle. I just don't feel like I need it in my collection now that I have Triumph of Bacchus, which I freaking love. So anyway, Carlisle is beautiful. I love it, but I don't need it in my collection. All right, the next one is also by Parfums de Marly. This is from the women's side, and this is Safanad. This is a fragrance that I had tried in store at a boutique the same time that I tried Harrod, and I was so enamored with Harrod that all the other fragrances kind of fell by the wayside, but I remember spraying this one and really liking it. This is a very easy to like fragrance. It is that orange blossom DNA. It kind of reminds me of Love Don't Be Shy a little bit. They're not exactly the same, but kind of reminds me of. There's pear and orange in the opening, and then there's orange blossom, ylang ylang, and iris, and then there's vanilla, amber, and sandalwood in the base. This definitely has a very strong orange blossom presence, which I love orange blossom. This smells so good. This is very feminine. I'm very much in the mood for this type of fragrance right now. It smells, like I said, it smells like Love Don't Be Shy, but better in my opinion. Love Don't Be Shy is a fun fragrance, but this smells more grown up to me. This doesn't smell as sticky sweet. It's still pretty sweet, don't get me wrong. But this smells a little bit more grown up than Love Don't Be Shy. To me, Love Don't Be Shy smells just like Fruity Pebbles. You know, I will say I wouldn't mind having this in my collection. I feel like this would be an easy reach, everyday, feminine, pretty perfume. I don't want to pay full price for this, but if I can find Safanad at a discount, I probably will pick it up. Okay, so another one by Argos. When I ordered Triumph of Bacchus, they sent me their Femme Eau de Parfum. And this one I was kind of interested in trying, but I didn't really know what to think because when I looked at the reviews, some people were saying this smells kind of like designer fragrances, and I kind of got what they meant when I first sprayed it. So very first spray of this fragrance, the first perfume I thought of was Flower Bomb. This smelled a little bit like Flower Bomb, not exactly. This doesn't have any patchouli in it, so to me it smelled like Flower Bomb without the patchouli base. And I remember thinking, okay, I mean, that's a nice smell. I love Flower Bomb, so I'm not mad at it. But, you know, I don't want to spend a ton of money on a niche, expensive fragrance just to smell like the opening of Flower Bomb. You know, so anyway, I thought, of course, you know, you got to try it. You got to put it on your skin. So I sprayed it on my skin, and I thought, okay, it's nice, it's pretty, but I don't know. And then as it started to dry down, I started to get wafts of it, and I was enjoying it, but it was one of those situations. This is a fragrance you have to wear. You have to put it on your skin because it's not really like Flower Bomb. You know, it kind of gives you that first impression, but when you put it on your skin and it mixes with your skin chemistry and it starts to warm up, you can tell this is quality. This is a little bit more elevated than that. basically is what I'm trying to say. And no, it's not complicated. It's not complex. It's not overly niche and super obscure and whatever. It's not even really that groundbreaking, but it is done very well. And I was just enjoying it so much. I was walking around smelling this wafting off of me, and I really loved the sillage. And you know what? That's all that matters. No, it's not complicated. Another easy reach, very feminine, very pretty girl fragrance, but the quality is definitely there and it is super smooth. I noticed there's nothing sharp in here. It's just a smooth floral. So let me read you the notes. It's violet, bergamot, ginger, lemon, and orange blossom in the top. Heart notes are iris, pink pepper, jasmine, lily of the valley, and rose. So lots and lots of florals in here. And then base notes, there's sandalwood, which that comes through in the dry down. I start to pick that up. There's amber, there's white musk, vanilla bean, and ylang ylang. And the dry down is just really lovely. It's very feminine. It's very, I get the musk, I get the sandalwood, and I get the vanilla in the dry down. And it just kind of makes this super just feminine and beautiful smelling scent bubble, a scent cloud around me that I just really, really enjoy. So yeah, I think I do want this, you know, even though at first I was like, no, this smells like Flower Bomb. It really doesn't. Once you wear it, you notice the difference. You can pick up on the smoothness, the quality, and I like it. And I do think I want to go ahead and put Parfum from Argos into my collection because I just really, really enjoy it. Okay, this next one shocked me to the core. I had no expectations to like this. I was 99.9% sure that I was going to hate this perfume. It has notes. Of course it has notes. All perfumes have notes. Let me tell you what this fragrance is. This is by Xerjoff and this is La Tosca, one of those two, I'm not sure. But this is a fragrance that I just absolutely thought I was going to despise because, well, top notes are green mandarin and Italian lemon, which I love. But then middle notes you have violet leaf, and I struggle with violet, okay? Especially violet leaf, like, no. And then eucalyptus, no. I run for the hill. Those two notes right there, just in and of themselves, you have me running for the hills. And then there's Bulgarian rose, there's musk, patchouli, Madagascar, vanilla, and amber, which I like all of those, but violet leaf and eucalyptus, no. So this is what I did. I thought, okay, I'm gonna hate this fragrance. So I was getting ready to take a shower and I thought, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna spray it on my arm and then I'll just be able to hop into the shower and scrub it right off because I know I'm gonna hate it. And I just spray it on my arm. And I take a big sniff, and it was love at first sniff. Holy moly, do I love this perfume. My eyes rolled in the back of my head because I love this perfume. I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know who took over my body, but this is gorgeous. And this is going to be such a difficult fragrance to explain because I have been trying to wrap my brain around what this smells like ever since I tested it. And I've tested it a few times now. This fragrance smells very purple. It is the first thing that popped into my head, not just because the bottle is purple, but this actually smells purple. I know purple doesn't have a scent, okay, but just work with me here. This smells like the color purple, what I would imagine the color purple to smell like. And there is a bit of this grapey vibe to it. It still smells like a perfume, so it's not really grape soda, but I get a hint of a vibe of a grape soda feel in here with it still smelling very perfumey. This is a beast of a perfume. It is an absolute beast mode fragrance. I only sprayed like 2 sprays on my arm and it was just, I could smell it in my entire room. It just radiates off of me. So I will say that the green mandarin and the Italian lemon in the opening, I don't really pick that up all that much. I definitely get violet and I usually, like I said, hate violet, but somehow the way that it's done, the composition in this perfume, it just works. I don't necessarily get the rose. I do pick up muskiness from this perfume. So there's musk in the base and then there's patchouli. I can't tell you I pick up a lot of patchouli. There's Madagascar, vanilla, and amber. It definitely has an amberiness to it. It's so beautiful. So I have added another Xerjoff to my wish list. I really seem to be loving the House of Xerjoff, you guys. And this one is a absolute must for me. All right, this last one, you guys, this one was another one that I was almost 100% sure was going to be a no. This is by NISHANE and this is Neffs. I have heard people rave about this fragrance like it was the next best thing since sliced bread, and people have just been talking about how amazing this is. But when I looked at the notes, I was like, no, No. Okay, it has violet, I think, in it. It has sage in it. And in the base, it has oud, which I am not a fan of oud, whiskey, which I love boozy fragrances except whiskey. If I can smell whiskey in fragrances, no, I hate whiskey. I hate the smell of whiskey. I hate the taste of whiskey. Huh. I have too many bad memories with whiskey. It's not my thing. And there's also leather in the base as well. So all the other notes that were in here, like rose, and I think there's some amber, some vanilla, things like that in this fragrance. All those other notes that are in here, I absolutely love. But those notes, when I saw sage, when I saw violet, when I saw leather, when I saw oud and whiskey, I was like, oh, there's too many notes I don't like in here. There's no way I'm gonna like this fragrance. Leather's touchy for me. I have some fragrances with leather that I like, but if it's too much, you know, if it's too harsh of a leather, like in your face leather jacket, I don't like that. Yeah, I had no hope for this fragrance whatsoever. You guys, I don't even understand. I really don't. I truly cannot understand why I had the reaction to this fragrance that I have, but this is amazing. This is phenomenal. This made my knees weak and made my heart sore. It gave me all the feels of those fragrances that you find that you know you found something special. When you know you truly found something amazing and special, you know, you get that feeling. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's what I get. Who am I? I don't even know, because I can smell the oud in here, but somehow the way that it's done, it's not overpowering. It's perfectly blended. This is so good. That rose and oud combo in here, it is intoxicating. The way it's done in here. I know this isn't the only like rose oud kind of fragrance. It has saffron in the opening. You know, we've seen that scent profile before. Saffron, rose, oud. It's not new. As it's just wafting off of my hand. Anyway, we've seen this scent profile before. It's not brand new. It's something I thought I didn't like. Rose and oud combos. It's not really for me. But the way that they did it in here is perfection, at least for me. I found my rose oud. You guys, I found my rose and oud fragrance, and Nefs by NISHANE is it. This is incredible. The performance of this is outstanding. It just gets better and better as it dries down. The first spray is really nice, but as it dries down and as the wafts come off my skin, it is intoxicating. That is it for today's video, you guys. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I really, truly hope everybody's having an amazing day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.